Good morning, buenos días. Good morning to everyone. Today is December 22nd of 2020. Oh my God, 2 days only for Christmas Eve. And I don't have set up the Christmas tree yet. It's still something in the works. Probably today it's going to happen. How is everyone doing? And I'm laughing because in my house, when I set up the tree, it's always late. It's always late. Christmas decoration, last minute running around so that we have the Christmas decoration. And then what ends up happening is that it's the middle of January and they are still there, because nobody's tearing them down. But it's okay. I know it's usually what happens every year. We just laugh about it. And I think today, the 22nd, probably will be the day when the tree and the decorations are going to be set up. My neighbors have already everything set up. Everything looks beautiful. So I'm really enjoying my neighbors' Christmas decoration. How is everyone doing? If this is the first time you're tuning in, bienvenidos, welcome. This is Live with Gaby Natale from the closet. Today, this is our moment to set our intentions, to recalibrate our energy, to start the day with the right foot. And it's a 10-15 minute oasis that we give to each other and to ourselves at the beginning of the day. So this is a simulcast. As every day, I'm going to stop by for just a little bit to say hello to everyone in those different platforms that are tuning in. So good morning to everyone on YouTube. Good morning to everyone on Facebook. Good morning to everyone on Twitter. Good morning to everyone on Instagram. Good morning to everyone on Facebook. I think I said it. Good morning to everyone on LinkedIn. Good morning to everyone on Twitch, Twitter. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here with you in these last days of the year. Buenos días, Gaby, is saying Melissa Hernandez from Facebook. Buenos días, Melissa. How are you doing? I did a keynote for her organization not long ago for SER, so bienvenida. It's nice to have you here. Caroline, let me see. Caroline Rollins from Facebook. Good morning, Gaby. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. How's everyone doing? Catalina Willerson. Good morning. Beautiful blue. Yes, today we're changing the color scheme. Usually for easiest is all black because you cannot because black always goes with everything, but today I changed it a little bit. And also because you can only see from here up. So really it's like the easiest, fastest thing. But today we changed it to blue. Thank you for noticing. So let's talk about today's topic. Thank you for the patience. Yesterday was my anniversary, my 19-year anniversary. I received a lot of congratulations and happy messages. Thanks to everyone in the community that took a minute to leave me a message. And I shared, this unconventional love story, the unconventionality of, let me show you the picture, of me. I shared that I was the one who actually declared my love to my husband. So this is the picture, and this is the note for the wedding anniversary. And basically what it says was that my husband and I, we were in the same class, in the same journalism class, and I was really falling in love with him. And I decided that I would throw conventionality out the window, that I would not follow any dating etiquette, and that I would be the one who took the first step. And that get me thinking on today's topic about unconventionality, that sometimes, it's 19 years later and we're still together, so it kind of worked to take that first step. So that got me thinking about the value of being unconventional sometimes in life. The fact that, sometimes taking the road less traveled or something that is not what is expected, whether it is in love, in life, in your career, can be an advantage. So today's topic is about this, Mario Magallanes is saying, buenos días, Gaby, que tengas un excelente día. Good morning, buenos días. Buenos días, Mario. So let me give you a preview on today's topic. which is open yourself to the unconventional. The road less traveled can be your winning strategy. And that's what I started thinking. It could be a good topic because right now we are facing a new year that is going to be with new rules, unexpected scenarios, unconventional scenarios. We're seeing that the sanitary crisis keeps changing, that we still have, one step forward, one step back. Things are still in the works. So really, I think that embracing unconventionality, it's a wonderful way of thinking about the road ahead. So as we always say, I'm going to start with my opening credits in 20 seconds. This is how Live with Gaby Natale starts right now. There has never been a better time to be a pioneer than right now. Diversity is beautiful. Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone who just tuned in. This is Live with Gaby Natale, and today's topic is unconventionality. Open yourself to the unconventional. And why sometimes the road less traveled, being unconventional, thinking outside the box, being creative, lateral thinking, however you want to call it, your strategy, especially now that we have some time to think about the next steps. Think about how this year went, which was a challenging year, and also how we want or what we want to envision for the next year. That is also going to be a year that will have a different dynamic from the dynamics we grew up with, from the dynamics we knew in the past. So also, I'm going to keep it open, because if you have something that you have done in an unconventional way, something that you have thought in a different way and you want to share, by all means, leave it in the chat, because I'm going to share a couple of things and a couple of stories or things that I know about unconventional roads, unconventional ideas that were good ideas at the end, but seemed like crazy ones in the beginning. The first reason, and I'm going to tell you some reasons too. Today we're going to talk about some reasons about embracing unconventionality. The first one is that when you're living in a more or less predictable world, being conventional, following the way things have been done in the past, following the manual, doing things as previous generations have done it, as previous administrations, bosses, as previous whoever leaders have done it, can make more sense. But when you are having an environment that is changing fast, and that is highly volatile, and that is unpredictable, or to some degree, you cannot know how things are going to look like, then that's when it makes a lot of sense to kind of put everything that is more conventional to the side, because the rules have changed. The rules on how we consume content, the rules on how we buy products, the rules on how we communicate with each other, all those rules have changed, and they keep changing and keep evolving really fast. So embracing unconventionality and being open to doing things in a different way, to take the road less traveled, makes a lot of sense, because what we have in front of us is something that is new or that has new dynamics. So having an old playbook to a new reality doesn't make any sense. So that is the first reason. The second one is, I think we are in a world where there's so much competition for attention. Before, when I was growing up, I would go on a road trip and I would see one sign maybe on the road, and then another sign, and then the radio was on if my father was driving. And so maybe if in the road from my home to my school, I would say I saw, I don't know, I lived in a medium-sized city, 20 commercials, maybe some commercials in the street, 20, 30 commercials, some on the street, some it was the radio in the car. Right now, the amount of messages, the amount of advertising, the amount of things that are competing for our attention, notifications on the phone, people trying to reach out to us, things popping up in our windows when we are navigating the internet. It's overwhelming. You know, we have so many messages and notifications and advertising, and also people in our lives that want to reach out to us on the WhatsApp. So there's an overwhelming amount of messages. There's an overwhelming amount of people, companies, and organizations trying to capture our attention. And so when it's a sea of noise, when there's so much going on, I always feel that the unconventional is a winning strategy to capture people's attention. So think about your business, or think about your career, or think about your personal brand, whatever you're building, whatever you're working in. How can you make it in a way that is going to be somehow, it doesn't have to go all the way super crazy, but how can you make it in a way that somehow is different, that somehow is unconventional, that somehow can stand out from the rest, from the crowd? And I think that sometimes we see that, at least in the beginning, the unconventionality, or the being different, or the bringing something new to the table, or something fresh in the early stages, can be something that is punished in organizations or in society, etc. But those who persevere, those who keep going, and they truly are good at their craft, and they truly have something to contribute, but they do it in a different way. Imagine all the artists. And they do it in a different way, and they do it in a non-conventional way. They are the ones who cut through the noise and who have a better chance of getting that message across, of getting that message considered. So that's the second reason why I think you have to think to open yourself up, or to consider unconventionality. It will give you a better chance of standing out in a world where competition for attention intensifies. Now, reason number 3 is the unconventional might be your best fit. The unconventional might be the highest, truest way to express who you are, or the highest, truest way to express your ideas, because maybe your ideas are already unconventional and you're trying to tweak them, you're trying to mold them, you're trying to coat them in a way so that they don't look unconventional. But the truth is that maybe your ideas, your style, your true self is unconventional. For me, it took a lot of self-awareness and self-work, inner work, to realize when I was finishing my career. I have a bachelor's in international relations. And when I was in the last year, I did an exchange and I went to London. So there was one semester that I did in London. And in that semester that I did in London, London is so expensive and I didn't have a lot of money. So I have very little disposable income. And I realized that the little money that I had as disposable income, I was spending it to buy tickets to go to the London Festival to see documentaries, to see global documentaries. This was the world before YouTube, so you could not have access to that kind of films, to that kind of documentaries. And so I asked myself, what does it mean that the little money that I have, I am using it to see these pictures, I am using this to see these movies, I am using this to do these documentaries? And when I came back to Argentina, I realized, yes, I had to graduate with my degrees on international, heart was not there. I knew I had to be honest with myself that if I wanted to be truly happy moving forward, I could not be the one working in an embassy, or I could not be working as a diplomat. I could not be working in that environment that was so conventional. And that moment when I started being honest with myself and I realized that I loved media and that I loved communicating was the moment that I had a breakthrough, and that I realized that I had to choose a less conventional path, a less conventional career, which was journalism for me. And so, but I needed that clarity. I needed that moment of being honest with myself, because I know that if I had stayed in the, I don't know, the embassy or wherever my journey would take me, wherever being somebody specialized in international relations would take me, it will probably not be my element. It will probably not be my tribe. It will probably not be the type of crowd where I would feel at home. And so it took me, I studied it for 4 years and I graduated. So imagine sometimes how hard it is to be so honest with yourself and said, you know what, this what you're doing might be your present, but it's not your future. Especially if you want to be happy, this cannot be your future, and you have to make changes and you have to make decisions. And sometimes that moment, it's a hard moment. So the reason number 3 is the unconventional might be the honest, truest reflection of who you are, and embracing it can make you happier, which was what happened to me. Now, let me do a quick recap. Jimmy Castro is saying, saludos desde Colombia. Saludos, Jimmy Castro. So let me do a quick recap for you if you just tuned in. Today's topic is open yourself to the unconventional. The road less traveled can be your winning strategy. And we have 3 reasons for you to consider the road less traveled and some unconventional approach to your career, to your business, to your life, to whatever you're planning today. Reason number 1, when the future is hard to predict, like right now, traditional formulas are not guaranteed to work. So innovate. You don't want to approach a new world, a changing world, a dynamic world with an old manual. So I think we have one of the biggest, greatest opportunities to be unconventional, to innovate, to think about things differently, because old manuals and old ways of doing things will not predict anymore that things are going to work. If there was a moment where you needed an excuse to innovate, to be unconventional, there's never been a greatest excuse than right now, because things change so much and they will continue to change. Reason number 2, the unconventional will give you a better chance of standing out in a world where competition for attention intensifies. We have so many notifications, so many things, so many pop-up windows. The way you're going to stand out, one of your winning strategies can be to do whatever you're doing in an unconventional way, to cut through the noise. Reason number 3, the unconventional might be your nature. You might be convinced that doing things in a certain way is the way you should do things, but your truest self, your highest self, whatever you are, when you're with yourself and when you know who you really are, might be an unconventional person, or might be a person with unconventional ideas, which make total sense for you. So by embracing that unconventionality, by embracing those unconventional ideas, maybe it's your own formula to be happier. So those are the 3 things that I wanted to share with you. As every day, remember inner voice, your vision, inner voice over outer noise. Remember to trust that vision, and that your uniqueness is your gift to the world. Your uniqueness is your gift to the world. Keep seeing the world from a place of possibilities, like we say every day, because wonderful things can happen even in difficult times. And as I always like to tell you, Caroline Collins, renew your mind and be open to change. Absolutely, Caroline, from LinkedIn. This is the moment. If you have some times right now, in the holidays, and you can take a walk and you can think about it, take that minute, I always say that to go faster, you need to slow down sometimes. So this could be a great opportunity of doing it. And the last thing I want to tell you, like every day, remember, people, when you open yourself up to the world opens itself up to you. Now go, enjoy, do the most with your day. Los quiero mucho. See you tomorrow. Besitos.